All right. Hey, good evening, everybody. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. Good stuff. All right. Welcome. It's Rodin, and welcome to Eve Station Trading episode 65. All right. So, a little bit of change from our format from last week. From last week, we started calling out calls very specifically. All right. Like actual price points. So, we'll see how we did. Um, Seeing as this is the first time we've done that, it's probably going to be a work in progress, to be honest. Only 200 Drakes for sale? Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Oh, it's a what kind of fruit juice is this? It's the screwdriver variant. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The first one actually asked that. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? All right, so we're gonna go review our calls. We were very specific with our calls, so we'll see how that goes. We're gonna go over a few topics. One of them is my corporation, Startide Industries, just started implementing a new business model for our jump fader services. From what I understand, we kind of basically stole the alliance's business model, but we're implementing it to a corp level. Okay. Hopefully, it's successful and gains some traction, and maybe we can, you know, be the service provider for Alliance. And after that, we're gonna go over some. We kind of started discussing it last week, basically in a like a staging area, market staging area, null sec situation. What are the expectations as far as how you should conduct yourself? How you should do business in a place like that? So we'll go over that. Hey, Rasmus, what's up, buddy? So, all right. So that's gonna be this. That's gonna be what's on the plate tonight, and we'll see. Based on if you've been here a while, you know that we tangent really, really hard, and I actually appreciate the tangents. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. I think we have some pretty good discussion points to go over, and we'll see. All right. So, as always, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and go over our calls from last week. First ones we called a buy on Morphite. Or we called a buy on Morphite as a projected buy order to 8.7 thousand. Okay, 8,700 is. Let's see if it actually made it. And then some. And then some. Wow. Alright, so good call. It made it to 8.7K. Alright, good. So hopefully someone was able to capture that. Can it still get lower from here? Let's see where it's actually trading right now. It's pulling up a little bit already. Okay, perfect. It looks like it reestablished the hard floor for the 90-day period of slightly below 8.7, and it's starting to pick up right now. Okay, good buy call. If you were one of the folks who actually captured Morphite at 8.7 from last week, and you still have it, I would say I think you could comfortably sell that at 10. I really think you can comfortably sell that at 10 once this picks back up. So let's do some quick math on that. 8.7 to 10. 14% difference. That was pretty good. Because for the longest time, 10K was kind of the standard pricing for Morphite, but then it wasn't anymore. So hopefully someone has positioned themselves. Oh, thanks for hosting, Fat B. Love it. Hopefully someone would have made a move on this from last week. I know I wasn't able to because I basically just became liquid like soon after, not maybe like the last few days. So, all right, cool, good call, goodbye call, Morphite. Next one, Platinum at 17,000. Ooh, that was super conservative. Should know. Oh, it didn't make it. Oh, just shy of it. Dang. Missed it. It missed it. It missed it. Let's see where it's sitting right now. Didn't quite make it. Got close. 18K. Alright. Yeah, Q-Man the Great. It did go down, but I called 17K on it. It didn't quite make it. It's sitting at 18 right now. I think I bet it's Aaron. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm not in that circle, so it could be. I honestly don't know. So yeah, of course, yeah, why not? Playing with the market, identifying what's undervalued, what's overvalued, and making the appropriate call. That's all it is. People think it's playing the market, but not really. You're just making an obvious you're just making an obvious call. It's an obvious, super obvious action. But the thing that's different with Aerith is he actually has the resources to make it work. He actually has the resources to scale that move. So the salt on sea, the Bitcoin price in December. I'm gonna have to look. I don't really do crypto, to be honest. I'm working on my dividends-based assets picks right now, but we'll see. Hopefully, that's something I can do with you guys in the next year. So wait on Elon Musk. Maybe. All right. It didn't quite reach our call of 70K for platinum, but we did call it as a buy. So hopefully, someone got a piece of it. Will it continue to go down? I think it will. It wouldn't surprise me if this actually makes it to 17K by next week. Because the continuously lowering trend of the 5-day moving average and the 20-day moving average and the mean being below the 5-day moving average tells me that there's a really good chance that it's gonna go even lower. Buckle is the boring Bitcoin market. I can't play. It's too big. It's too big of a market. I can't play unless I go to like M1, the brokerage company, and then buy partial shares. And that's the only place I know that can do partials. But even then, I wouldn't be interested. I don't know because I don't know much of it. I think a lot of people buy into it that I actually don't know what it is or what it does. That's just not me. That's just not me as a real life trader person. That's just not me. I only buy stuff that I understand. Alright, because I used to mine Bitcoin, sold all, paid off debt. Yeah, good to go. Perfect. I don't think a lot of people have the ability. I don't know if that's a big investment though, isn't it, to be able to mine Bitcoin? I didn't platinum call didn't quite reach it, but it was still a good call for a buy. No, man, it's good. It's a good tangent because man, you guys are definitely motivating me to do something like a real life ETH station trading. I'm super excited about doing something like that, to be honest. But I won't be able to do anything until till next year. All right, our next buy call is Prometheum of 74K. Hey, Truckman196, first time talk show, quick catch up, what's going on? Right now we're going over a review of our buy and sell calls from last week. We were calling specific price points and we're reviewing them so far. So pretty good, 2 for 2 so far. For the second one, not quite hit what we were expecting it to go. Platinum at 17K, the lowest it got was 18K for the week. So yeah, but it was still a good buy call. So right now we're carrying on with those calls. Oh, thank you for following, Blue Miles, appreciate it. All right, Prometheum, 74K is. Oh, did it make it? Oh, it totally made it. All right, good to go. All right, so good call on Prometheum as a buy. We called 74K. And it actually went below it, so thank you for following, Raven.0, appreciate it. So yep, good call on Prometheum. It reached the mark, perfect. I don't know if it'll still continue to go down though. It's always a little tough when the moving averages start getting narrower and narrower because it's getting. Thanks for following, PrawnStar69, love that name. When the moving averages get closer and closer and closer, it's reaching a point of equilibrium where all right, the buy price and sell price can't be that close, because then someone's bound to do something with it, right? A lot of times people fail with what they do with that, but for me, typically, I see that more often than not. You'll see that as a buy opportunity, not so much sell. It becomes, if it's doing that on a high level, if the moving averages are doing that on an upward trend, it doesn't really stay that long. But when the moving averages converge on a downward trend, it's possible that it's gonna stay as a buy for a while potentially. I've seen that a lot, so we'll see. I'm not sure how sought after Prometheum is in the actual Tech 2 building world, but it's looking like a good buy right now off Vegeta. So, good call. All right, next one, we're gonna go on to our cells rather. We called excavator mining drones. We called a cell of 1.05 billion. Where is it at now? 1.02. Could it have reached it on Dungeon? I can't tell. Let's see where it's sitting right now. Maybe not quite 1.02. Okay. It was still a good sell call, but it didn't quite hit the mark. Ging says, so do you use the perimeter stations to avoid broker tax fees? I don't think I don't know if any of them are actually zero, but they're definitely much lower tax rates. Yes, that's what I do. If I actually do play the market, I go to New Caldari actually, and I use the Mogul Citadels. So loyal customers, man, you gotta love that branding. Loyal customers. All right, for the excavator mine drone, it was still a good sell call, but didn't quite hit the mark. All right, so we missed on 2 so far. We'll probably hit that next week actually if we happen to see this again. I bet you it'll actually eventually get there. So that's something to look into. Actually, the calls that I make, they may be a bit aggressive, so I may have to pull back on that a little bit to make sure that it's reachable within the 7-day period, for the purpose of the reviews at least. All right, good call. Next one's a Genelution Core Augmentation CA4. We call it a sell of 85 million. Did it make it? Oh, I totally made it. Totally made it. And then some, actually. Wow. Why the demand? Why the demand of the CA4? What do you do, CA4? Inertia modifier and armor hit points. Oh, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Let's take a look at where it's sitting right now. We called 85 and it definitely cracked it. Oh my goodness. Why did I call this so conservatively? I wasn't expecting such a it's straight outright demand. Look at it. There's not even, it's just a single page for cells. Wow. If someone can explain that, that'd be great. I'm just not, I don't know why the demand. No idea. No idea. What we were calling as a sell price basically got really close to the proper current buy order. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, what's the source of them? I have no idea. Doctrine use? I don't know, man. No idea. So better agility and armor hit points. Armor doctrines are super popular. Are they though? Are they really? I thought we're still living in a world of shields. I don't know. It could just be a play, but that's a really ballsy play if it is. I mean, is it PvE related? Hey Gorka, oh, have you never seen this show, bro? I'm new to the whole INN scene. I've been doing the stream in different platforms before though, so appreciate you liking it though. King says, I'd assume that a lot of the dead northern nations lately that get popped, but to have eaten up all the CA4 supply though, that's pretty crazy, man. I mean, I wouldn't. If there's enough, I mean, is that enough to compel people to want the CA4s? It's not like you can replenish these items, right? They're like the geckos. Oh, thanks for following Chuckman196. Appreciate it. Nord says, I don't think null people do PvP in 800 mil implant sets that are mostly fitting and small stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Could be a market play of some sort, or the genuine supply kind of just ran out. But the increase in the price isn't actually born out of the supply; it's an actual demand. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer, guys. But if someone can figure that out, I mean, that'd be a good thing to actually go over and learn about. I think it'd be something to watch. The CA4. I've actually never seen any of the CA implants just drop down to just one page. So that'll be something. That's probably gonna cause an actual shortage of supply. But is there enough accompanying demand to keep that up? I don't know. Personally, I don't even use these, so. Ooh. And last item for our reviews would be the Apocalypse Navy issue. We called it as a sell for 500 million. Did it make it? Looks like it made it in the beginning part of it. Off a Danchin though. Okay, so it's not there right now, but it was a good sell call anyway. Prawn Source says someone secretly built a lot of armored dreadnoughts. Bro. Bro, really? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Good call in the APOC Navy issue, but it wasn't something that would have been actionable all week. So it would have been like, hey, I got the APOC Navy issues now, and I got to offload them right meow. It's one of those things. I can't remember the last time I actually sold one, to be honest. Even when I was trading in Amar LP items, I don't think that the APOC Navy issue would be something I would refer to for laundering the ISK out. Not typically. Not typically. I would probably do the faction armor boosters, if anything. Typically, that's what I would do. Or the drones. Simple stuff, the drones. Alright, so for I think we did better than 50. We did better than. I think we missed, what, 2 calls so far out of 6? Not bad. Not bad. At the very least, they were still the appropriate buy and sell call. We may have missed on the actual price point. I think it's because I was a little bit aggressive on that one. So let's make an adjustment as far as supporting our 1 week format. All right. So let's pull back a little bit on the aggression of these pricings. All right. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the calls from last week. I'm pretty happy with the new format because it fleshes out the calls a lot better. It's not just the vague, you should buy this now or you should sell this now. Let's actually put a number on there to give it better context. All right. And depending on where we're putting the price, maybe someone can make a play off of that. You know, who knows? All right, cool. All right, so some quick item, no, not so much reviews, but what's going on with me and my corporation in game. This isn't necessarily a market update, but a services update for sure. As far as JFing, I'm basically back in business, man. I'm like happy at the same time. I was like, oh, JFing, holy crap! I need more vodka for this. So, since we've moved to Immensity, oh my god, no, not Immensity. To where we are with Dronewalkers Alliance in Impasse, not a lot of people have actually asked me to move stuff for them because Alliance has a JF business model that they use that that charges ISK per M3. It's generally a pretty user-friendly format. It's a very common format to do ISK per M3, but that runs on the assumption that there are more than one. There are several people that are wanting the services, right? Thank you for following, Ninja Amar. Ugh. So, but as of right now, I think that's kind of gone off the wayside there. So, StarTide Industries has picked up the slack, at least within the corporation, to be able to offer those services. This is definitely my first foray into group-oriented JFing. For the most part, I've been the guy where, hey, just make a career contract, and I'm gonna charge you X amount. I'm not gonna haggle. Bye. All right, so that's been me. All right, but with the format that we have right now, I really like it. I really like it. I think in the end, it's going to promote more importing and exporting, because you're not necessarily paying for the full fuel cost all the time. You're paying, your fuel cost is decided upon how much M3 I'm moving for you, and how is that in relation to the rest of the load in question. All right, so for example, I run a RIA. I run it can pack 350k M3. If half of that cargo space is yours, then you're paying for half the fuel, and then you see how it scales, right? So I think it's really good. At the end of the day, it meets my requirements of making sure that I'm not going in the negative because I'm spending more fuel than what I'm getting paid. At the very least, I have to break even, right? Because I'm okay doing that as a public service, in all honesty. But even then, even offering it up as a public service that you just have to pay for my fuel, you'd be surprised how many people don't want to do it because the fuel is so expensive. I'm like, hey, homie, you're the geography is not helping you. So we live far, so you gotta pay more for gas. So that's what it is. It's kind of like real life, right? When you live really far from where you work, you gotta spend money on gas. That's what it is. So I do enjoy it. I feel it feels good that I'm back JFing, because it's one of the few things that I actually enjoy doing because it doesn't take too long, you know. And considering the level of attention of the work, it's actually good money. Like company car, just saying. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we can ever get to a point where the the JF or the car is, paid for by the corp, and the fuel is paid for by the corp, and he just needs a driver. I mean, I don't mind driving it. It's just that at the end of the day, I have to pay for the fuel. Cradle around, just sit back, drink booze, and jump. Yeah, pretty much. That's basically how I do it. That's basically how I do. Like, I made more money in the last 2 days doing JF loads for people than I would normally do, like, VNI ratting. So yeah, totally better. Way better. Way better. Yeah, so I really appreciate that the corporation was willing to find a solution to the importing and exporting problem. All right. Because if the alliance can't offer it anymore because of people are going back, because of work schedules, school schedules, etc., then yeah. That's rather like, yuck, me and I rather like, I know, man. Like, I don't even need to make money. Like, I hardly lose anything. So I'm like, why do I need all this money? I don't need the money. I don't need the money. But I do enjoy the challenge of playing the market. So that's me. All right. So yeah. So if you're someone out there that is looking to get back into NOSEC and have always worried about getting my stuff shipped, import, export, yeah, check us out, man, because we actually kind of have it down pat now. As well, at least in the carrier, you can do some decent money if you really have to rat. Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't need the money. I make enough passively, and yeah, I make enough passively. I don't need the extra money, to be honest. I really don't. Some people do, or feel like they should be chasing the money. I'm like, you don't have to chase the money, man. It's cool. All right, cool. I guess the only thing that I would like to add to that is right now unfortunately I'm the only one doing it. I wish there was more people, more JF pilots, not just alts of me, but actual JF pilots that would not mind offering that service. It's one of the things I definitely let the corp leadership know. It's like, hey, it's cool that you guys are making all those plans, but have you guys actually talked to the JF pilots and see if they agree to that model? All right. I think a lot of times And I see this all the time, and it's actually not. I think this seems quite universal. People have the assumption that the service providers, like for example, when I say service provider, things like the market, the people that see the market, the people that run the JFs, the FCs, even the people who provide some sort of service or effort in order to help promote gameplay for others. I think leadership runs on the assumption most of the time that people will just do that because it's a cool thing to do. And for the most part it is. It's just that you got to be able to give something back to them. All right? Whether it's ISK, whether it's a way to ensure that they're not paying out of pocket for some reason, or some sort of leadership role, some sort of authority or something like that. You know, some the ability to influence the organization in some positive way. So that might be something for you guys that are in small corporations or alliances or whatever that have a hard time motivating people. Even though the idea seems good in your head, you have to make sure that you're offering enough motivation to the buyers and the sellers, or whatever the actual format of the discussion is. It could be buyers and sellers, the PvPers and the indie people, the those who the consumers and the producers. You know, whatever the context is, you got to make sure that both sides of the aisle have their needs met. All right, otherwise no one's gonna do anything. It's gonna fall back on charity or something. You know, so I mean it's cool for a little while, but that thing definitely doesn't last. Like my previous alliance, oh my god, I don't even know what they are. So, Crail Robin says, so as someone that services others, what do you look for in return? For me, actually, I just want my fuel paid. I honestly just want my fuel paid. But most JF pilots don't even think that far. From my experience, they're more than willing to be super charitable, but eventually the charitable nature will run out. Because I'm broke now because I never actually charged for anything, or I'm worn out from doing all these jobs. I'm gonna take a JF break for like a month, you know. So it runs like the fire burns too hard, man. For those who aren't properly compensated. For someone like me who is properly compensated, make contract. Here's my price. Oh, the courier is done. No, the courier contract is set. All right, I'm logging in now. That's literally what happened like this week. Oh, did you set the contract? Is it the proper price that I wanted? Okay, great. I'm gonna log in. Easy. And then the contract was done in like 2 hours. So there it is. Around like a battery that's never recharged. Yeah, you gotta and that idea just it eludes leadership, man. It eludes leadership. Not necessarily my corp leadership, because I hammer this to them all the time, man. Like, I love you guys, I really do. Starside injuries, I love you guys. But for the alliances that we've been in the past, other organizations we come in contact with, and you see it all the time, people just get burnt out so fast. But then you have guys like me that, yeah, I'm expensive, but I'm not gonna burn out nearly as quickly as these guys because I'm getting compensated properly, and that keeps me motivated. S. Rasmus says, don't you have a movement of free market with a couple of JF services set up, run by private corp members? What do you mean exactly, Rasmus? What do you mean? Movement of free market with a couple of JF services set up by private corp members. Like a group of JF guys that kind of just run their own thing? Is that what you mean? Who does it, they just don't care. Like leadership doesn't care? Yeah, I see that. I totally see that. I definitely have seen that for sure. Thank you for following, Lucky and Buiz. Cool, the way leadership sees it, if not you, then someone else will pick up this line. In my case, I know it is only me. So that gives me a lot of pull. Actually, it gives me a lot, like as far as a service provider perspective, I'm basically the only one that can... Are there other JF pilots than me? Yes. Am I the most consistent? Yes. Do I have a long history of doing it? Yes. Can you compare my history with the other JF pilots in the Corp? Yeah, you could, but it's not much to compare. Sorry. I'm just totally being objective. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Oh, thank you for following, Lord Torment. Appreciate it. Rasmus, yeah, like in my alliance, we have several corps running JF services for the alliance. They compete between each other. That's good. Competing is good. We have never, to my experience, had any issues, only in huge move-up. You know what? That's a really good setup, man. I mean, competition is good. I think a lot of people shy away from it or think it's bad because they're having to compete. They're having to be better than the guy next to them, and a lot of people kind of shy away from that because they have this expectation of, I'm playing the game, I should be rewarded. Homie, this is Eve, man. It's cool that you're playing the game. I appreciate that you're playing the game, but it's a competitive environment, and that's what makes this game awesome. It's that free world, super competitive, high reward environment, and yeah, we're not a MMO theme park, so I don't know what else to say beyond that. I really don't. But I really appreciate Akulo's digs on leadership, man. Dude, bro, I get you, man. It surprises me that still happens. That people like, I'm surprised that it's not already obvious. I really don't know why it's not already obvious. I really don't. As for Rasmus, I mean, I live partly off importing stuff and building. Great. Besides my part-time job in Jita Station, so I move quite a bit. Me personally, like, I don't even move my own stuff. I'm not even compelled to do importing because maybe, I don't know, maybe this might be a good tangent. Me personally, I don't really involve myself in the markets anymore, in Null or in Jita. I've mostly been providing the service, because just doing the service in and of itself is enough income to keep me going, even though I don't really need the income because I hardly lose anything. Cool says, on a macro scale, you can see it the way goons are steamrolling everyone. The indie backbone shows. Yeah, absolutely. Respect for the indie backbone for one. That's one thing. They actually respect it. Most groups don't because they're, I don't know why they don't. They don't see the connection. They don't see the connection between harvesting stuff, building stuff, to killing stuff. You know, unless they're running purely on an import model. But you know that's not actually happening. It's not. They're not performing an import model. They're still doing indies. Just that it probably could be better, right? Close as PL and company are being punished for that attitude now. Yeah. I mean, you have to be able to reconcile the interconnectivity of the elements in the game, right? I appreciate that you're some like heavy duty warlord that knows all the fits and whatnot. Hey, Anglo Chanter. Oh, you're here now. We can start? Heck yeah, let's start. Yeah, but I totally get it, man. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, like, the more competent indie people that I know actually are from PL, so I don't know why they have a hard time incorporating that through that organization. Maybe it just doesn't lend itself to being incorporated because of the elitist attitudes. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Where else? Yeah. So that's my view on that one. Cool says, on the downside, successful alliances are ran by beat counters these days. The age of warlords is over. Yeah, I mean, Gigex was the last warlord. Honestly, he was the last. He was the last fucking warlord, bro. He was the last one. Is it bad that a lot of successful alliances are being run by beat counters, though? Is that bad? I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's bad. In the long term, I don't think it's bad. As a result, I don't know, man. I'm making good disc off it, and it's more or less passive current stuff. Fit it up, throw it up for sale. Yeah, definitely. It creates a lot of stagnation. I mean, if you kind of compare like real life human society to how we've been developing Eve society, it mirrors it a lot, though, doesn't it? You know, there was a time in human history where we had a hard time just keeping ourselves alive, and then we started fighting more, and now that we can keep ourselves alive and we can fight less, and now this stagnation is kind of just culture and technology, right? I mean, it's kind of creepy how it really mirrors it, but in a different time scale. Well, the Equilibrium became a huge blue donut with content parks. Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. I mean, because in the long run, the warlord mentality isn't sustainable, right? Because that runs on the assumption you need to be able to, because I don't think it's sustainable in the long term in terms of years and years and years, because eventually you're gonna run out of steam if you don't nurture your industrial backbone, right? Unless we can somehow reconcile the old school warlord mentality to today's bean counter. That's really the only way to kind of move forward and continue to be fun, right? I don't know if we can ever truly reconcile that though, because they're so opposite, right? They're so opposite. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we can get there, but something tells me that we're gonna continue to have bean counters, because bean counters have a better time managing large groups of people in the end, I think. And a lot of these alliances are just people managers, right? Buckalos, I joined to be a bean counter. I joined to be a warlord, but now I find myself bean counting because I find the market's my PvP battleground, homies. This is what I do. I fight every day, man. I fight every day. I fight every day, but I fight the markets. I don't fight in the field pressing F1. I fight in Jita. I fight in the contracts window. I fight in Discord trying to finagle deals. You know what I mean? But I'm still fighting. It's just a different battlefield. If you can see it in the Alliance life cycle, yes. Small core groups of PvPers take over space, start getting bloated, get evicted, start from scratch. Yeah. True. Because you gotta take care of the core, man. You gotta take care of the core. Because eventually, like, fights are cool, taking space is cool, but at the end of the day, the idea of taking space has to be defined by the value of taking the space, right? If we're not in a place in EVE where taking space actually has value outside of just planting a flag, then you shouldn't have taken the space in the first place. You just expended a whole lot of energy, potentially, right? Eve Sojourner says, do you have a stream independent of Imperium News? I used to stream actually for Plus 10 Gaming, and before that just by myself. But yeah, for now I'm here. But in the future, maybe some other things, some actual real life Eve station trading. Buckle up, says politics trigger warning. Oh, don't get me started, son. The Middle East is valuable soil because of oil. That's true. It is. They've done, yeah. I'm surprised they haven't been run over through history, to be honest. They have, but it's less overt. Alright, so that's really all I have as far as those jump freighter services, guys. And really cool tangents. I dig it. I love these tangents. Started talking about jump freighter services, then we got to the Middle East. Go figure, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you for the cheers. Crispy Glorious. Love it. Thank you much. Okulo's when am I expanding to the Black Desert, the one without oil? Oh. I tried Black Desert, Okulo. Not a fan. I don't like it. Don't like it. I'm lost, man. Like the localization was done very poorly, I think. Either that or I just totally don't get Korean grinders. Maybe I don't get Korean grinders. Maybe that's the problem. That's my problem. I don't get it. It looks cool though, don't get me wrong, it looks great. It's a gorgeous game, but I don't know what I'm doing. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's still in my Steam library. I just don't find it enjoyable. I have been playing ESO though. I enjoy the story of ESO. I enjoy that kind of content because it's so different from EVE. Like in Eve, there's no content in that sense, right? We make our own content. Like this is really funky content what we're doing right here. This is super funky, right? But people enjoy it, right? But I enjoy traditional content as well. I think the storytelling in ESO, superb. I love it. I love the storytelling. Love it. I think I should have just gotten the one player games instead. But we'll see. That's something that I might end up doing actually. All right. So before we carry on to the calls, I got one more topic I want to discuss with you guys. This is something I kind of get. This really strikes at the core of me being a market person. Like, oh my god, this is like a super pet peeve of mine. As Rouse, only Eve players enjoy this sort of nerdy entertainment. That's true. That's so true. But at the same time, that makes it really cool though, right? Because it's super niche. Because then the passion is a little bit more, I think, if it's something that's super niche. So one of the things that we started talking about last week, guys, was behaviors in markets. Notice a lot of faction citadels dying in high sec. Bro, I don't really know. No, I haven't. I mean, I still have some contacts in the Citadel destruction scene with my old alliance, but I can always ask them. Just to start, I mean, yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like when I was with Wrecking Crew, yeah, I mean, that's what we did. We destroyed Citadels, and yeah, it's just simple content. That's all it was. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Alright, question I'm going to pose to you guys. What's the best market culture to adopt in the staging era to help everyone out? Both buyers and sellers. This discussion point was brought on by me basically, interacting with Alliance, etc. And then, one of the people with pull basically going, hey, I'm going to start seeding staging system blah blah blah, so now stop complaining about the prices. For those of you guys that want to follow suit and also seed staging system blah blah blah, it better be a good price, it better be cheap. I mean, I'm not sure if that was said in seriousness or if they were just messing around, but to dictate price by the powers that control that area. What do you guys think about that? Being able to dictate the price, because that runs on the assumption that that doesn't take into account like the activities that need to be done in order to produce the items, right? That's just saying, oh, I'm the fucking dictator of the world. I want the doctrines to be set at this price, XYZ. I'm not a fan of that stuff. I'm really not. Buckalov says contracts at price floor, built-in percentage on items to allow for acceptable profit. 12% or whatever. Yeah, 12% is good. That's Rasmussen cheap, sure. But I'm selling it at what I want to sell it at. They can buy it or not. They can come up and compete with me. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a fan of groups controlling the price because the act of if they can actually enforce. Oh, for one, the first question has to be, how do they intend to enforce price control? I have no idea how you can actually well, cartels are a different thing though, Andil. Cartels are a different thing altogether. They're a lot more fundamental in nature. A lot more fundamental. But staging, as far as finished products, like products for war ready to go, that's a little different. Cartels work a lot better for fundamental items, like actual commodities, I think, because it's less obvious. It's less obvious. Eve Sojourner, nope to price fixing. I agree, especially in staging systems, but greed is somewhat rampant. Yeah, so I mean, how do you reconcile the well-meaning nature of price fixing in order to make it helpful for even the not so rich people in your org or in your organization to be able to afford being able to participate versus genuine market competition? Pronstar says, personally I think free market is the way to go. Governments controlling power shouldn't really have a say on what the market is, because ultimately the market will balance itself out based on supply and demand. I agree. It's just that when you first control a staging area and you actually need goods to flow in, I think that's kind of one of the hurdles, though, right? Especially, you want things to be available, but me as a seeder, me as a drum fader guy, if you're putting me in a situation where I actually can't price this appropriately, then I'm just not gonna play. I'm just not gonna, and people are gonna go, okay, well, I wrote it, we'll just don't seed it then. Like, okay, homie, I just won't seed it. And then 2 weeks later, you come back, oh my god, no, still no one is seeding this. Like, yes, because the math was all wrong, man. The math was all wrong. It's not good enough for seeders to enter the marketplace if you're intending to control the price. Cookie Mon says people wouldn't import if it wasn't profitable. Yeah, that's true. There's a price for that protection. Oh, yeah. That's Rasmus. Well, if they want to set the price, they're gonna have to pay. So it's still compensating for my effort. Yeah, totally. Oh, thank you for following. A flock of bees. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just thought that was a really interesting comment made by this Alliance person, because I've heard that before. I've heard that before from since 2009. I've been hearing that the idea of let's fix the price for our group, or not fix the right was the wrong word. Let's control the price for our group because it's going to be helpful for us to make sure that doctrine items are available and they're at a good price. But the reality is, like, the people who are making this stuff, the people who are importing this stuff, they have to be compensated. You can't just treat people that actually work towards providing content in a very fundamental way. You can't treat them as NPCs. You can't treat them as NPCs. Their needs have to be met also, right? I mean, come on. They're like you gotta pay them, otherwise they're gonna stop doing what it is. They're gonna stop doing the good stuff that they're doing. Little Power says they are scared that the normal line members have to pay 30% plus for ships that are needed. Well, if they're paying 30% plus for ships that are needed, then why can't I come in and compete and sell it for 25% plus instead, right? It'll balance itself out, right? Assuming the environment provides the ability for new market people to enter and compete. Esmeralda says, terrible idea though. It's way better to leave it open. If it's profitable enough, someone else will move in and compete, so the price will settle. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I think the actual problem is not so much that we need to fix the price. It's we need to make sure that this environment is attractive to lots of market people. Because if lots of market people are in one place, they're basically going to compete itself. They're going to compete that entire market to a place of equilibrium between buy and sell. It eventually will get there. You just have to give it time and give enough people the opportunity to come in and enter and compete. Eve Sojourner says 15-30% profit over cost and expense for null, but not 100-500% profit margin. Yeah, sure, but you know what's keeping the 100 to 500% profit margin? Dumbass people buying it. Because if you just bought an item from me and I made 100% profit margin on it, I'm definitely going to make sure to keep stocking it at that price, because obviously by someone purchasing it, that's a good trade value. Someone bought what I tried to sell, right? Pay for it from tax money. Like, pay what for tax money, Cookie Monster? What do you mean exactly? Like the replacements to keep fighting? I mean, SRP can do that, right? Lila Power. History has proven differently. Flipping of prices are a danger. They can be. In most situations, they are quite dangerous, but in some, it's super profitable. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think if you're a leadership person out there, if you're an alliance leader person, if you're a corp leader person out there, and you have the ability to influence your local null market specifically, don't try to control the price. Instead, make the environment really, really good for more market people to come in. If you can do that, in the end, I think the end result is you're going to have super competitive pricing in your local market hub. But it's not a quick fix. You may have to wait a good while for that to happen, assuming you even have the market-minded people or general indie people to come in and enter the competition. But I think that's market people see that same situation different from, like, producers, like industrial producers. They see that situation very differently. You guys know what I think about that whole situation, but I mean, for me, for the most part, I think industrial-minded people don't know how to value their effort and ends up crashing the price really hard, and you're competing for negative profit, which is silly, you know. Cookie Monster says Alliance makes money from tax, then buys stuff from Jita and seeds with fixed price. That's super simplistic, but I think the main part of that statement that needs to be really fleshed out is how they get the tax. Because how they get the tax will filter into the buying of stuff and the seeding of stuff. Getting it at a fixed price. Well, if you're getting it at a fixed price, hopefully there's a profit level to that. Because if there isn't, then the source of the tax money, especially if it's a structure-based tax, it's probably gonna run. It may not even be able to maintain itself, right? So I think that's a good idea, but you have to really flesh out those sequence of events based on where the tax money is coming from, I think. Buckle says my Corp CEO requests regularly what you want available. Yeah, so I mean, good CEOs will do that for sure. It's just, I think, As Rasmus said, but a good seller can almost compete with Jita prices a lot of stuff in null. Yeah, and you see that all the time. Right? In Dove land, you see that all the time. Even in Legacy land, you see that all the time. But the volume's just not there, right? But what's super impressive about Dove land is the volume. I'm not sure how GSF gets its tax, actually. I'm not with them, I actually don't know. I don't know. Truckman, when I say this is the best way to make ISK as an alpha, can you explain a bit more? Station trading in general? No, station trading is definitely not the best way to make ISK as an alpha. It's definitely not. There's just too many limitations, especially for genuine new players. There's too many limitations, and a lot of it is limitations that they don't know actually exists. So for an alpha, what I would recommend is active ISK making, grinding stuff out. Being a miner, being a ratter, stuff like that. Is it possible to make money in the markets as an alpha? Yes. Is it possible to make a lot of money? Sure, but you really have to know what you're doing. Like, you're almost just doing it as a challenge to yourself. But to do it fresh, that's challenging, man. That's super challenging. Alright, good stuff for you guys. Good stuff. Cool says, I think any measure of control living the market seeders are futile. Just let the market do its own thing. Yeah, no, totally. But I'll tell you what, man. I've been in alliances before where I got threatened for getting kicked for actually playing the market. I'm like, get out of here, man. Get out of here with this. Get out of here with this noise. Get out of here with this noise. Cutting Chip says, in before earning 1.5 billion a month to keep up the Omega time. Bro, I just paid the $15. I mean, I just paid the $15. I'm sorry. Kaiser Friedrich says, do you think the upcoming drone event is a good opportunity? Drone events are always a good opportunity, man. But you gotta act quickly. Because, they're cool content, don't get me wrong. It's actually cool content. I really do. But as far as making money off of it, it's grinding it out. If you have the time to grind it out, sure, yeah. If you're a market person trying to attack that, you need to get in early. And you need to be active. Super, super active. Chuckman says, yeah, I kind of feel that. I had a trade alpha clone going. Definitely not making much in Jita. Yeah, especially in Jita. No. Yeah, trying to grind that Omega money, man. Bro, just don't go to Starbucks like twice a month. And that's your Omega time. Like, truly. Just don't go to Starbucks twice a month. And that's your Omega time. You're welcome. How many accounts do I have? I only have 2. I used to have up to 5 when I was actually actively ISK making, like being a miner and a hardcore ratter and stuff. I'm just down to 2 though. JF and an account full of sinos. That's all I am. That's all I am. Buckles, bring your lunch twice. Done. Right? I mean, I what gets me, guys, is like the guys that will say, I don't have a job, I just got fired, or I'm just in uni, and I have to, but I want to keep playing as an Omega, so I grind all this ISK. Like, bro, get a job, find a job, please find a job. If you're just in uni, focus on your uni work, for the love of God. Get out of this game, man. Go fix your life before playing this game. For Jesus Christ. Like, fix your life before playing Eve, man, because Eve will literally like eat up all of your time if you let it. Okay. That's the best advice so far. I've been there myself. And I burned out and left me with a break. The Eve pool got me going again. Well, no matter how much time I have to play, rather than pay the damn sub. Yeah, I mean, I pay the sub, man. I pay the sub. Yeah, Buggalo's like, do something else with your time for now. Yeah, man, if you're, bro. Eve's cool, man. Eve's not a game, it's a life. It's true, though. It's actually, yeah, I agree. It's not a game, it's a lifestyle. I mean, look what I'm doing, guys. Holy crap. I'm doing this in a Thursday night in Spain, going over fake money items in a fake stock market, drinking screwdrivers. Oh my god. But yeah, great discussion point. Great discussion point there. But for those of you guys who really get a trip out of this type of content, like, I really want to do a real life Eve station trading, like next year, like legit. But I don't want to do it with like not having bought up enough stocks and stuff. I actually want to talk about the stuff that I buy. I really have to ask someone about like whether I can do that for a channel. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that's appropriate to actually do that for Iodin. Eve Soldiers, what's up with the G244? Tour thoughts on desperation of market sellers and buyers all summer. Market desperation, bro. No, it's been a buyer's market most of the summer, man. Been a buyer's market. The temp in Spain right now, I think it's like 28 right now, 28 Celsius right now. Goes every time I tell my wife I have to wake up early because I have to do X and Eve, she just rolls her eyes. I hear ya. Buckle up Robinhood for US play. Yeah, I mean I have a Robinhood account. I just gotta start putting money in there, and I definitely want to start. I want to start playing in 2019 because I don't want to be bothered with the tax stuff. Even though I'm sure I'm not gonna crack the $10 per share threshold for reporting that. I'm just saying I don't want to bother until I have it all set up. But I definitely want to do a real life station trading with Robinhood. And it's basically just the research aspect that I want to share with you guys. So, Human the Grace has been in Spain twice this year, like the country. Well, I've been in Madrid. So, were you where in Spain were you, Human the Great? Learn options, buys, and calls. I'm definitely not doing options, man. I don't know enough of it. I really don't know enough of it. More traditional buys and buys and sell orders like this, I can definitely do. Because I've been looking at these. I've been engaged in that kind of field for over a decade in some fashion or another. Where I'm actually doing it, or I'm just keeping up with my studies. I've always been engaged in it, and yeah, I think it'll be okay. Robinhood supports options now. Oh, really? Oh my goodness. Oh, Cuban. Oh, I've been in the south a lot. So like in Rota and all that stuff. I really enjoy like the southern part of Spain. I really enjoy it. Ah, Alicante. Okay. Ah, nice. Excellent. What else we got for this part? Oh, quick investment report. So I managed to get 50 billion ISK in financial support for my corporation. So I think we're week 2 of having that money now, and I'm pretty sure that it's gone to good use. All right, the the input of 50 billion is to our buyback program has really caused a lot of action. I mean, I'm back to JFing for God's sakes, and that's actually quite rare, because we're getting to the point where we're producing too. I think we're actually producing and processing too much right now, and we actually have to figure out an exporting scheme. So it's kind of like a silly problem to have, right? Like we're processing all the stuff that we're not necessarily just mining, but we're processing all the stuff that we're harvesting. But it's getting to the point where we're making so much of it that we don't have the ability to actually sell this on time locally, so we have to export it. So that's the position that we're finding ourselves in. That's why I'm back JFing, because I'm consistent. Because I don't really like join fleets or anything. Like, if you need me to JF something, I'll JF something. Andol Chandler says, any upcoming game changes that we could profit on some new opportunities? I would caution against stuff like that, like speculative behavior like that, because I'll be honest, I don't do speculation. I definitely don't do speculation. Some people are really, really good at it. I'm probably the worst person to ask about that, to be honest. But as far as from what I've seen, I don't think there's anything that I need to act on right now, to be honest. Aku says, why not do some vertical integration and build whatever you have too many resources for? That's actually what we were trying to do. It's just that I guess I was just kind of surprised that it wasn't already in place. I was assuming they were already doing it, but I guess we kind of hit this this point where, oh my god, we're actually getting to the point where we're able to harvest all the things, but we don't have enough processors or the structures to properly do it in. I'm not sure what the actual challenge is or what the barrier is, but I definitely put forward being able to process the resources, and that's a natural answer, right? I'm not sure if that's something that we are actually able to do effectively, and I think for the most part there's an aspect of that where we need to keep the money moving, because it's cool that we can actually even if we could process the raw mats, but in the end, if there's no local buyers even for the processed goods or the final product for that matter, then we still have to export it. So it's a shitty situation to be. It's like a silly, shitty situation to be. It's kind of dumb, because like it's kind of like, oh, we're building too much, guys. Like, stop building too much. Well, we can't stop building too much. We have to keep going, otherwise the machine's gonna die. You know, if you're maintaining some sort of industrial, yeah, it's definitely a first world problem, bro. It's definitely a fucking first world problem. We can't find buyers outside of our alliance. No. Not for the scale that we're doing, bro. Because they want finished products. Like, we can't find people that want components. That's kind of the problem that we're having right now. At the same time, we don't have enough big time builders. We have a lot of T1 guys. We don't have enough Tech 2 guys. We don't, like, I'm probably one of the few cap guys, but I'm not taking my operation all the way back down to Nullsec. No sir. Nope. I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that opportunity away from a burgeoning cap builder. I can build caps elsewhere. That's fine. I don't have to take that pot. You know. I don't feel compelled to take that pot. Nope. I don't need the money. And Miller I don't want to move all my shit. I really don't want to move all my VPCs and all my leftover components from Nullsec to fucking Impasse, bro. You know how heavy that stuff is? I'm better off building something with the components that I already do have first. If anything, if I ever want to move back, I gotta actually clean out my low-sec stashes first. I have to. Did you see the Mila Keep? No, I have not seen the Mila Keep Star. I have not. I know it exists, but I don't really use. I use Bazagrin. Bazagrin is getting hot, man. It's kind of crazy. How it's getting hot. Oh, it's gone now. Huh. Oh, there you go. No. Oh, did you? Oh, sorry if I said that. If I seen it. No, I never used the Milo Keep. No, never used it. Sorry, misread that. The CO2 one, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no problem. Eve Sojourn is the stuff we do, man. It's the stuff we do. All right, so let's move forward and let's do our calls. Same format. We're gonna call out actual price points. Okay. Oh man, I think these calls are really gonna bite me in the ass next week, man. I think these are really gonna bite me in the ass. Alright, first call is a buy. on Megasite. Oof. Now, there's not that many market people that actually do this publicly. And that's kind of a shame, because this is such a... You can really learn a lot in the game, and you can totally do this for real life too. Megasite buy. Obvious buy, right? People are dumping this. Dumping this. There's like, no, I mean, I take that back. I mean, the Lone Wolf does do this, Rasmussen, but we have a different format though. Because he doesn't, if he were to do a live stream, I think it would be super, super fun and super informative, but he just does a recording. But that difference is huge, man. Having a live audience to bounce off of, to go on tangents with, like you guys, versus a recording, it's totally different atmosphere, right? So I could totally just do this as a recording, but it'd be super bland. It'd be super bland, and especially I'm just making calls, man. Megasite buy. This is a really tricky call to make, like right now, because of how early the movement is. I have to look back in the. I think this is approaching historical low, like genuine historical low territory. So under 500 for Meg. Let me see. Oh, bro, no. For a 7-day period call, I would say. Actually, let's see where it's at right now. 541 sell. Let's look at the perimeter ones. 515 buy. Buy definitely. I would say. I'm gonna go out there and say buy at 500. 500 flat. Buy at 500 flat. If it does make it to 500 flat, I think it's literally gonna be there for a day. Because if it does reach that level, that's a lifetime historic low for Megasite. I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and call it, because why not? Definitely a buy. I would place buy order 500. 500 is. Why not? Megasite's about to get really volatile here. I have a feeling, man, it's gonna get volatile. It's gonna get volatile. How volatile, I'm not sure. But to go down from 600, from hard 600 to almost 500 in the span of not even 3 weeks. What's that all about? What's that all about? Holy crap! All right, Megasite 500 buy call. Let me write this down. Give me a second. Soon in G, there's like 1,500k buy order. Yeah, probably. Not even 500. Not 500k. 500 ISK. 500 ISK. Write this down real quick, guys. There you go. Write this on my notes too. Nanox says never buy G. Delve is better. Oh yeah, I agree. I totally agree. But not everyone has an alt in Delve though. People like to think that, but I don't have an alt in Delve. Even if I did, what would I do with that? What would I do with that? I'd export, if anything, to be honest. Like I would do an exporting scheme. All right, next one, guys, Zydring. Let's take a look at the graph first. Buy, right? Lowering trend of 5-day moving moving average, lowering trend of 20-day moving average, and the mean sitting below the 5-day moving average right now. Because we love neutral drum faders. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Where's this gonna sit? I think it's gonna continue to go down, but not that much lower. Not that much lower from where it is right now. I would say probably somewhere. Let's see where it's at now. I would say buy order 420. No. Buy order for what's between this? What's that right now? 458. 420 might be too low. 420 might be too low. There's a lot of 450 buy orders to eat through though. Agree with that. 450. 450. The Zydrene 450. Andal, really? I wish I could make a legit 420 call, but nah, the 450 is probably more realistic. I'll get a 450. There's a lot of 450 orders to eat through, so to get below that, that's a lot of Zydrene dumping. I find that hard to believe people are just gonna dump Zydrene like that. Alright, cool. Next item, guys. Pith A medium shield boosters. Very rarely do we do the medium shield boosters because it tends to be not nearly as much volume as the small shield booster variants. Okay? It's kind of a tricky call, but I think I'm gonna go based on the previous history because it's done it twice. I'm gonna say 300 mil for buy. Ando says supply issues with Pith A because we're burning down north. It's a genuine supply issue. Why are they dumping it here though? They're straight dumping it, bro. If there's a supply issue, I mean, unless this is like old stock being dumped. Something tells me it's still going to go down because the mean is below the 5-day moving average. However, the 20-day moving average isn't quite trending downwards yet. It might settle just shy of 300 mil. Regions are being evacuated. You'll probably see the resulting spike like a few weeks after that. You tend to anyway because this is the way the inventory system in Eve works. There's no decay. Right, so if you have stuff from old accounts there's like, if you have an account that has a ton of Pith A medium shield boosters, just log it back on and sell the stuff, right? There's no inventory decay here, so I think it's gonna continue to go down because it looks the depiction of the chart is as if it's gonna continue to go down. Okay, so I'm gonna call 300 million flat. 300 million flat on buy. Okay. Yeah, it's buy. Okay, 300 million flat on buy. Wade tells me it's not gonna make it. It's probably not gonna make it. But I'm gonna go on the limb anyway. Why not? It only needs to make it one day in order for the call to be doable, right? Sometimes all you need is just one. You could be that outlier Danchin that makes the buy or the sell call. Alright, 300 mil on Pith A type medium shield boosters. That's what the buy order I would put. Let's see how far down the 300 mil is though. Not that far down, guys. It's really because a lot of these are single unit orders. It's not that far down. Interesting. That might actually be doable. That's kind of scary. That's actually kind of scary. Alright guys, so those are all of our buy calls. Actually, I'm going to write that down so that we're all tracking. There you go. Alright, now onward to our sells. So those are all our buy calls. Mega Site at 500 ISK. Zydrene at 450 ISK. Pith A medium shield booster 300 mil. Okay. Alright, now onward to our sells. First sell, Hecate. I have not called Hecate in a long ass time. It's actually kind of exciting. I don't know what's going on there, man. People are just grabbing it from sell side. Straight up sell side action. Can it maintain itself? I think it can maintain itself. but I'm gonna actually follow the history of the chart here and actually not go beyond it. I cannot reasonably go beyond the 42 mil marker here. I'm gonna say 42 mil sell. All right, and just because it's been established for that's the last 7 days, probably more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10 days hitting 42 mil. Yeah, I'll continue to do that 42 mil because of the 20-day moving average is actually trending upwards. It looks like if it does meet the 5-day moving average, is probably gonna meet it at a fairly high trading channel. Okay, so I'm gonna call 42 mil on Hecate. Sell. Hecate sell 42 mil. I remember flagging Hecate, man. It's a pretty badass ship. It's the most balanced out of that class at launch. That's probably why they called it the weakest. At least in the beginning, until they realized that you can actually hull tank that sucker. Like, sounds pretty good to me. Hull tanking. Alright, next item, guys. Worm. I love the worm, man. It's not as strong as it used to, but I still love it. I still love it. Yep, obvious sell. It's a little tricky to actually call it today because the mean is starting to drop and meet the 5-day moving average. I'm gonna say it's gonna hit 70 mil in the next 7 days. Buckle says that drone bonus of the worm is awesome. Yeah, but they changed the fitting resources like a year or so ago. It used to be a heck of a lot stronger. You put so much tank on that sucker, but now it's like not so much. Nord says Leshak Vedmax seem to be the best subcaps in the class, at least for small gang. Oh yeah, totally. Considering the price point, I think it's quite fair, to be honest. I don't think they're that expensive based on what they can, based on the resources they could actually put out. Yeah, I think it's a good value. I think it's a really good value. But for the worm, I say 70 mil sell. 70 mil sell. It hasn't quite reached it yet, but I think it may reach that because the 20-day moving average is starting to trend upwards. Okay. Actually, it's already reached it. 71. It reached it today. So this is actually gonna reflect in tomorrow's chart. Okay. I agree. 70. It's already reached it. So I agree. Yes. It's 71 right now. But I would say to be conservative because of how aggressive the price is going up, it might see a quick correction. So I would say at least 70 mil. At least 70 mil sell on worms. Okay. I love that conditional there. At least. Save myself some embarrassment. Alright, and finally guys, hypersynaptic fiber. Just to warn you, this hypersynaptic fiber call, this is literally a 1-day call. You have to act on this like right now. If you happen to be in Jita and you have hypersynaptic fibers that you can sell, like do it right now, okay? Alright, 90-day high. Slightly above 16K. Only on Danchin. Although it is starting to trend downwards. Like the mean is... There's a lot of people that dumped into this. But they kept dumping. And people like just blindly dump into it, man. Like it creates this... It creates this lemming effect. this is literally what market lemmings look like right now, guys. This is what market lemming is right here. Okay, market lemming 101. Let's see where it's sitting right now. If it's sitting above 16K, I would say sell at 60K. Just follow the chart. I don't think it's gonna go beyond it because it's already starting to lose steam. Yeah, sell at 16K. Sell at 16K, but you gotta do it like today. I don't think this will hold tomorrow. I really don't think it's gonna hold tomorrow. All right, hypersynaptic fibers sell at 16K. Just follow the chart. All right. Oh, thank you for following Mr. Fenner. Appreciate it. I know Mr. Fenner in real life. Kind of weird if that was you. Super weird. All right, those are the calls, guys. I'm not as confident with these calls, not gonna lie, because some of them are like, you know, like the hypersynaptic fiber call is literally like today. All right. We weren't able to do a whole lot of projected calls this time around. Not like last week. Mr. Fenner's like, nope, nope. All right, very well, Mr. Fenner. It is you. Yeah, pretty basic calls, but I really like having an ISK value to call out because it really fleshes out the call. It gives it a lot of context. Hopefully I'm explaining it well when I'm actually putting it out with the price action and the actual very specific pricing. All right, so hopefully that's helpful to you guys. But outside of that, I think we had some really good discussions. Not nearly as much tangents. We actually like stayed on track a good bit, to be honest. Quite rare. Usually we go into like crazy, like Las Vegas tangents, you know. But going to next week, I don't have anything that I really want to cover next week. I'll goon it up. Yes, yes. I don't have much that I want to cover next week. I definitely want to give you guys more of an update with the jump trader business model because I think it's super. It's definitely new to me. It's definitely new to me because I'm used to just working solo, not as a group like this. This is a lot more organized than what I'm used to as a jump trader person, which is actually kind of cool because you need to be able to offer that service as an organization. You know what I mean? You need to. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to do what you need to do, especially deep nullsec. You know. All right, so let's review the jump trader thing. Let's do more investment reports. We weren't able to do a whole lot. I'm gonna start pinging my corp leadership as far as that to see what we can push out because it's good for the investors to keep everything public. All right, and it's good for you guys too. Maybe you'll learn something as far as that kind of world. All right. What else? What else? Yeah, I don't have a whole lot, but definitely, if you guys, if anyone is out there that actually wants to come together and actually start doing like a real life, like Eve station trading type deal, hey man, come hit me up, man. Start trading in rents. No, buckle up. No, no, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Heck is way better than rents for one. Way better. Heck is way better. I can't provide pictures of yeah, Heck is way better than rents. No, Heck is one region over. Is the actual market hub for the Minimatar Fashion Warfare space. It sees a heck of a lot more volume in certain items than rents. I shit you not. I shit you not. Check it out, man. Do a market comparison between Heck and rents, and you'd be surprised with what you see on certain items. Yeah, there's nothing really that's catching my fancy for next week. So we'll freeform. We'll come up with some. We'll come up with some topics. But definitely an update on the jump trader model. All right. Maybe some. Ooh, buckle up. Yes. Send me an in-game mail on Rodin or Robro. Actually, what I can well, since there's no one after me, shoot you guys. So I've further refined my dividends watch list. All right, I already showed that last week, so I'm cool with that. Now I've actually also developed a high volume watch list. The idea being I'll use the dividends not necessarily to drip into the same assets, but actually use that as the bankroll for more risky stocks, or more traditional stocks, as opposed to the ones that provide dividends. I pull that up for you guys though. I just want to share it. This is my high volume watch list. Okay, gotta screenshot this. Buckle is a speculation paid for by dividends. Yeah, basically, basically. Oh, the one thing with this one, this is at least 1 million volume. Yeah, at least 1 million volume. I'm just gonna screenshot this. Bios, this is gonna be my screenshot for my high volume watch list. Since you missed last stream, I'll give you my dividend based ones too. I really enjoy actually looking at the dividend ones. More often than not, it ends up being like REITs. So these are our dividend ones. Oops. I really enjoy looking at the dividend stuff. Thank you for following, like you, appreciate it. I'm not sure whether it's worthwhile to look at ETFs right now when you're comparing it with dividend-based ones. Buckle Love's like GE. I'm surprised it made it to my watch list, to be honest. I'm super surprised. Like the charting looks good right now, and fundamentals are okay. I can't read that deep into the fundamentals. I don't know that much. You bought it at 23 for real, bro. Ugh. Ugh. Get back to that. Oh my goodness. Oh, you bought at 23? When was that? To look at the historics now. Oh my god. Biospheres. I'm still rather new to station trading. I only do some selling based on what I farm in Dove. That's not a bad idea. I think Dove needs more exporters, if anything. To be honest, I think they need more exporters. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's something that you guys don't really do, right? Like exporting, that's like frowned upon. I don't know. I know it's some buyback guys there, but I'm surprised there's not nearly as many as I would think. Crispy Lords admin doesn't want us to export. Yeah, I totally get it. That's a good plan, actually. That's a really good plan. Buckle Loves a while ago was dropping. I was like, no way, she's gonna fall, bro. I never say that. I never say that an asset is gonna go one way or another. I always read it. I just read it as is. I read it as is. I usually sell in Dove. Okay, that's good. Selling in Dove. Selling local is cool. Selling local is cool. Yeah, but if you guys are, but Buckle Up, yeah, man. If you're interested, man. Anyone out there, really? I want to do real life station trading. I really want to do a real life EVE station trading. Same format, just with real life stocks. That's what I want to do, guys. If there's interest, let me know. Then I'll definitely make it happen. But as soon as I can make it happen, it's the beginning of the year next year. Okay? Awesome. Cool. Thanks a lot, Buckle. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. Same setup. But having a different person, having a co-host would be really cool. Hey, heck, man, having a co-host here would be really cool. Shit. If anyone wants to be a co-host, let me know. Biospheres, I remember making some bucks when Corp 8-type medium arm wrappers went up over 200%. Oh my god, when was that? That actually happened? Oh shit. Yeah, but let's talk. If anyone, actually, yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to talk shop, like real life stocks, hit me up, man. I do this all the time with my brothers, actually. They enjoy it. Because I get to always reference the space game. Like, oh, that space game that you do like the fake stocks and how's that coming along? Glorious, man. Then I totally schooled them too. I totally schooled them. I can pull up some analysis like in minutes. Like, oh yeah, this looks pretty similar to this Prosium like 2 weeks ago. Beautiful. I'm rich in space, bitch. For real. Actually, I'm not that rich. I'm rich in context, though. I'm definitely not ISK rich. I'm risk in context and influence in the right circles. I really appreciate that level. ISK is cool. Yeah, ISK is okay because I'm not that in love with it because you can buy it. Other things that are hard that you can't buy, that's the stuff I really go after. Crispy says bought Canopy Growth Corporation this summer, best trade ever. Now plus 600. Is that an OTC item? What is that the company? Canopy Growth? Or what's the ticker on that? I'm just curious now. I'm just super curious now. Oh, it's CGC. Got it. CGC. I'm gonna pull up the 3 months. Okay. So this is a 3-month chart. The moving average colors are probably gonna look familiar, guys. Copied the same moving average colors at Eve for my chart appearance. Bios says, so for station train, do you need to have a lot of real life knowledge, etc.? Can you get by without it? You can totally get by without it. You can totally as long as you understand the in-game item based on the in-game world. Yeah, you can totally. So what? My last link there, guys. That was the CGC. That's the Canopy Growth. So and this is a 3-month view. And it looks like it's on the verge of actually being a buy. So I'm not sure where you bought this at, Crispy. I imagine, hopefully, like around the August time frame when it was just sitting there. But I think this is about to correct, bro. Looking at the OHLC right now, looking at that last day with that really long range, starting off high. It started off the opening almost to the high for the day, and then it dropped, and then the close almost got to the low of the day. So that's a really big sign, man. I think this is early. It's about to reverse. So I'm not sure where you got it, but if someone wants to get in on this, I think it's a good time to actually get it. They may change the laws. Bought like 8 USD. Okay, great. We bought this at 8. Oh my goodness. When was this? Because that's definitely outside of the 3-month view. That is definitely outside of the 3-month view. Looking at the volume, I'm not digging on the volume, bro. Because it doesn't normally. It really just picked up the volume and it became manic. But when it sits, when it's, I don't know. That volume would kind of scare me away. I'll be honest with you. €8 worth of it. The volume would scare me away, bro. That's just me, though. That's just me. But yeah, that's a quick glimpse of kind of how we would do it, I guess. I would just have it on stream as opposed to just copy paste. So, all right. I think that's really all I got, guys. That's really all I got. It's really cool that I got to do one quick Eve station trading style thing with the real stocks. That was actually really cool. How can I incorporate this? Maybe we can have like a real life station trading segment towards the end. What do you guys think about that? I mean, let me prepare for that. Let me prepare for that next week. Some real life station trading items, but towards the end of the show. It's like 1 or 2 items. 1 or 2 items. Let's check it out. 1 or 2 items. Real life station trading. I'm gonna pull it up on screen. We're gonna check it all out together. We're gonna go through the motions. We're gonna check the financials real quick. Find out. Can't go that deep, otherwise we're gonna be there all night. So real quick financials, and then let's delve into the charts. Okay, 1 or 2 items at the end of the show next week. for real life station trading. All right, cool. Something to look forward to. That's actually, I'm super excited about that. I am super excited about this. I gotta figure out how to do that now as far as the layout. All right, that's all I got, guys. But if anyone wants to hit me up in game, hit me up with questions or hit me up with real life ETH station trading stuff. All right, let me know, because I actually do enjoy doing this. That's why I do it. That's why I do this activity. I enjoy looking at the numbers. I enjoy looking at the charts and figuring out markets, both real and fictional. Okay, free form next week. The only thing that's going to be a solid for sure is we're going to do some quick real life station trading items in the end. Okay. Kulo says intact shield of inner cubes falling for some reason. I think we called that 3 weeks ago, Kulo. I'm pretty sure we called that like 3 weeks ago. I'm surprised it's still falling. Super surprised. But we'll see. If anyone wants me to look up anything specific, hit me up on email or any of the discords that I'm sure I share with you guys, with most of you guys. All right, hit me up and then we'll present it. Okay. If anything else, just as a quick show, as a quick hey, let's take a look at this item, even though it's not really a call or whatever. Okay. That's all I got, guys. All right. I'll see you next week. I really appreciate everyone's company, and I'm just a guy who herds the cats. It's actually you guys that are the content, so hope you guys know that. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, guys.